Michigan, where dreams take flight. We're planting seeds of hope under starlit night. With hands in the soil, we're chasing the sun, building a legacy, a life just begun. Every brick's a story, every tree's a friend. Michigan road, the 45th parallel, with dreams in our hearts and stories to tell. Through sweat and through laughter, we're building it right. A home for the ages, we're shining through the night. Through seasons of laughter, through trials we stand, forging a future, it's all in our hands. From empty fields to a home full of grace, we're carving our path in this beautiful place. In the whispers of nature, our love will grow. Michigan above, the 45th parallel, with dreams in our hearts and stories to tell. Through sweat and through laughter, we're building it right. A home for the ages, we're shining through the night. Together we'll flourish, watch our journey
Moving the herd. It's pretty cool, huh?
I've never seen him move. It's kind of cool. Swapping fields across the road.
in the heart of the land. Our dreams will be told.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Michigan Life Above the 45th Parallel. My name's Jason, and welcome back to the property. So today we're going to start off. It's probably going to be a new series of videos actually coming out today. This will be the first one, I guess. We'll start talking about it a little bit. We are getting into solar. It's going to be a big thing in the property, a big push. It's going to have a lot of solar energy. It's going to be part of our off-grid. So we've been investing in a lot of stuff, a lot of parts. And today we're actually going to break into, we actually ordered 2 new power boxes, little power packs, kind of like the big Amp Aura one we got. We got 2 other brands. We're going to break into those today, probably bust open those boxes, check those out, get them charged up and start using those. And then today I figured out where I'm going to put the solar. So this is the back of the RV on this back side, and that's where the power comes out down there. All right, yep, over there. And then we have a trail here. Let's see if we can't flip you around. So here's the trail that goes over the container, and it goes to the RV. So, and back there where you see all the sunlight, that is where I want to put the panels. So I think I measured, if I pull my power cord from there and I have a little short extension to put on it, I can reach this little flat spot here that's next to the path. And then I measured from here all the way out to the clearing out there, and I want to put it like back on this side. Alright, so now that you kind of know the little bit of a layout, my idea is if I build the shed here on the edge of the path, it's kind of covered up where it's going to store just like the inverter, the batteries, all the wiring. This is where all the panels are going to connect to. And then I can hook the RV cable up to it, and it should be long enough to reach. So I'm thinking if I build my shed here, I can put my panels out in the field out there. I should be able to get my sunlight that I need to charge the batteries and have enough of it. And then I won't be too far away to plug them in, and I won't be too far away from the RV to plug in. So I just kind of had to walk around here, figure out distances, do some measuring. So we got that stuff figured out. So I got a game plan on how to build the shed. I have a game plan on where to put it. I've already bought most of the stuff. I've reached out to a buddy of mine who has another YouTube channel. He's pretty successful, I guess you could say, in the solar aspect. Like, he's got a nice solar system set up. He's constantly upgrading stuff. He's tried out a lot of things, so he knows a lot. He's got a lot of tools, extra stuff, know-how. So he's gonna come out, help me probably wire everything up and set it up. But before he gets here, I need to clear that little area, build the shed. So in previous videos, you saw us pick up that green metal from our parents' house. And then you probably saw us, well, I don't know if you saw us, but we went to Home Depot, got the rest of the supplies for the shed. So between what we picked up in the truck, between the plywood pile and the metal that we picked up from her parents, I think we're gonna build the shed. We're gonna cover it in that green metal. I got insulation for the walls to keep it warm in there. I'm gonna build a nice floor system, kind of raise it up off the ground, and then it'll be all encased in metal, nice and watertight, so we shouldn't have any issues with any of the thing getting wet, snow crushing it, because the wood shed back here has been great in the winter. So I'm just gonna try and duplicate something like that, maybe a little bit beefier, because I got some expensive, important stuff in there. So these are all the steps we've been kind of figuring out and doing behind the scenes. Not a lot of videoing of that kind of stuff, but so that's kind of the game plan. I won't talk about like the system we're building yet. We'll probably wait to do that with Jay, but that's just kind of where we're at and what we're doing on the property. But I think next I want to unbox the Bluetti. So we got a new Bluetti. So that's our Ampora one. That one I think is like 3,800 watts, I believe. 3,800, something like that. The thing's been great. I can plug the RV into it. Powers everything. It's got the big 30 amp plug on it. This little Bluetti one does not have a 30 amp plug. And we also have another one on the front of the quad. If you saw that little box there, that is the, which one is that? Oh yeah, the EcoFlow. So we got an EcoFlow. So we each have a purpose for each of these. Obviously we have a big one that runs, but that's only about 12 hours a day, then we got to run the generator. So my thought process is we get this one, which is a medium one. It's going to be smaller than the Ampora, but I call it our medium power pack. I think it's like 2,000 something watts. So it's not small, but it's not going to be big enough to power everything. What it is going to hopefully power is the mini fridge and the deep freeze we have on the porch and the pump, so that the only thing drawing off the big battery pack will be the RV plug-in, the 30 amp plug, and so whatever we're using in the RV will just draw off that one. And the pumps and the fridges and all the higher draw things, they're not a huge draw, but they're big enough to where I think this medium one's going to work out well, where I can power all three of those with that and then get a longer use out of the big one for the RV and not have to charge it maybe once a day, maybe a whole day, and then I do it the next day instead of doing it like midday, and then she gets off of work, we run it through the night, and I got to plug it in the morning. So I'm trying to cut out one of those plug-ins, and I'm hoping this second power pack will take the draw off that main one. So that's the idea with that. So enough talking. Let's bust open the box and see what we get. All right, let's get her open. Let's see what we got in here. All right, there you go. All right, so let's get the box open and see what we're working with. We've heard lots of good things about Bluetti. Been curious about the products. So we decided to try them out ourselves. All right, ourselves Bluetti. Just keep this box. All right. We got all the important stuff. Got our manual. And a little warranty card. So there's that. Alright, so open up the box. First few things I see is the manual and the warranty card. Obviously fill out your warranty card, read the manual, so you always want to know what you're working with. So we got 3 cables in that top box. It looks like we got a cigarette lighter, so that's one way you can charge these is through a cigarette lighter. So plug this in the back of the power pack, plug this into a cigarette lighter, and you can get basically DC charging because your car runs off DC. So but yeah, so that's a pretty cool option. So if you're on the road, you don't have any solar panels, you don't have any on the grid, 120 outlet to plug into, and you need to charge it, looks like you can use your car. So it's a pretty cool cord. Next one, which is gonna be an important one, we're gonna use this quite a bit probably. So this looks like this is your solar charging cable. So plug this in the back of your pack. Looks like you got your 2 cables. Looks like your standard solar connectors. So you should be able to plug those right into your solar panels. And either have one of those portable ones, or you can have a whole solar array and plug it in either or. So that looks pretty cool. Definitely be using that cord. And then finally, the cord we use probably a lot, which will be just your standard 120 volt cord. So you plug this into the back, plug this in your wall, generator, anything that produces 120 volt plug, produces power, you can charge it off that. So that'll be another handy cord to use. And let's see what else we got in the box. Alright. Foam off of there. Ooh. Looks like our power pack's sitting inside. Let's get that out of the box and see what we're working with. Alright, let's get this thing out of here. Alright guys, so got our Bluetti out of the box. Let's see what we're working with. Very nice. Alright, so this is our new Bluetti. It's the AC 180. It has 1800 watts total power in it. You have 4 120 volt plugs in the side, which would be pretty useful. You can plug in multiple things. Just like our big one, it also has a wireless charger on top. So if you have any wireless devices that do wireless charging, you just set them on top. Good to go. We have our DC plug here, so you can run anything that takes a cigarette lighter, like an inflatable pump for your tires if you're stranded on the side of the road, if this is in the back of your car, or a pump for an air mattress if you're out camping and you need to pump up an air mattress. So this one could be pretty handy. It's pretty cool. Looks like this is your DC input now, so that's where you plug in the cable that can charge from a cigarette lighter. So that would be this cable here. So it looks like you can plug this in and you can charge the pack. So when it's dead, you can charge it with your car. So if you're like a camper doing a weekend thing, you're doing like a kayak trip or tent camping or something like that, and you don't have like an RV to stay in or a cabin or something like that, this way to charge it could probably be pretty useful, as well as plugging in a solar panel to it. So that's your DC stuff. It also has a few different USB-Cs, USB-As, a couple different voltages for charging. So that's pretty cool. You can charge up your phone, you can charge up drone batteries, you can charge up cameras, you can charge up all sorts of stuff, anything that takes that USB type. So we got 4 of those in the front. And then I already went over the 420 volts. So like I said, it's an 1800 watt. It should be pretty good. It's not gonna power like super heavy stuff. Like this probably wouldn't power our AC, something like that. I think the draw might be too much. If you get a smaller one possibly, but that's where like our bigger battery pack's for. That's for like doing all the heavy lifting. this would be for like all the intermediate stuff. So I think this will work out well. I've heard many good things about Bluetti. I've heard more good stuff than bad stuff about them. So pretty excited to actually put this one to use, get it charging. I know that these have fast charging. You can go from 0 to 80% in like 45 minutes. I think that's off the 120 volt. I'm not sure if that's off of every single one. And then yeah, so when you're charging it with your solar panels, you can take up to 1440 watts input. So if you're plugging in through a wall, a 120 plug, recharging it, or running off solar, you can put into it up to 440 watts for that charging. So that's kind of how the fast charging goes into effect. It will take more power coming in. Like my bigger pack doesn't even take, it takes about half of that input. So bigger battery, do bigger things, but that's kind of the nice thing about the Bluetti. They've got some fast charging capabilities that some of the other brands do not have. So to be able to power this thing up to 80% or full within 45 minutes to an hour, hour and a half range, that's amazing. My other one takes multiple hours to charge, so I think this Bluetti, you drain it down, quick charge it back up in an hour, plugging everything back in, you're good to go again. So that's a pretty cool feature about these. I really like the fast charging thing. That's kind of something that sold me on it. I don't have to wait so long to get it running again, running off the generator or our solar panels. So I like the quick charging thing. Now what else we got? Alright, so the solar charging, it's saying that the input current's 10 amps max, and the input power is 500 watts max. Car charging, it's going to obviously probably be your slowest charge time. And then your generator charge, which is kind of how we're going to be charging it up here until we get our solar grid set up next week. We'll be using the generator cord. So they got this, plug this into the generator, plug this in the back of here on the side, and then you're good to go. This is the one I really want to get using, is the solar. So it's got both solar connectors. So eventually we'll get this thing charging with this. So that'll be in hopefully the next few weeks. So I like it. I dig it. Seems like a nice pack. It's not too heavy. The other one I have is pretty heavy. But this one's got some nice handles in the top. You can pick it up. Not super heavy. Obviously, the heavier it is, the bigger battery you have, the more power you're going to get, longevity out of it. But this one I think is going to be perfect for us. And then Bluetti also offers an app that you can download on your cell phone, Android or Apple. So if you pull out your cell phone and you download their app, you can control this box via Bluetooth, and then you can see how much power you got left, your estimated time total till it dies. When it's charging, so your estimated charge time, how long it's going to take, how much your input, output. So the app's super handy. You don't always have to go and check on it. You can just pull up your phone, because most people always have their phone in their pocket. So another cool feature Bluetti offers is their phone app. The manual has a little QR code in there, so all you got to do is scan it with your QR code on your camera. You should pull up the app, download it, and get you linked up and controlling your new power station with your phone. Pretty neat. Alright, so over here next to the plug on the RV porch, let's unplug both fridges that are in the outside outlets of the RV, and let's plug them into the box, and let's see what happens. Alright, so we got the fridges plugged in. Open the lid up. Knocked the antenna off, that's all the rattling noise. But I opened it up, light came on, I heard it power on. I heard the little battery pack do its thing. So this came on, we're down to 27%. I'm gonna charge it. That was what I had out of the box. But I got 31 hours left. When the fridge kicked on, it pulled 700 watts approximately. Kicked it on for a minute. I heard the fan kick on this. It lost 1% and then shut off. So It will handle the compressor kicking on from this. So if the freezer works, this little mini fridge should be good too. And then we just got to get a full charge on it. I'm about to fire up the generator and charge up our big one, and I'm going to charge up this one at the same time. And then they both should be full, and then we should be good through the night. So it works. Powered it on. Running the freezer. Now I'm not drawing off my big battery pack over there. And hopefully this medium one should kind of fill the gap for us and extend the life of the big one for us, is kind of what we were shooting for. So pretty excited about that. Oh, glad that works. Nice and easy. Right out of the box. Plug and play. So usually you want to charge it your first time. When you pull it out, get it first charge. But I'm going to drain it down to where it's low, because you only get so many charge cycles out of these things. So I like to run mine down to kind of as low as I can get it. And then when it's pretty low and it's ready to go, that's when I will charge it. So I try and keep it as low as possible so it gets a full charge. Because if you're charging to half cycles, you're not going to get, I don't know, you're not getting your full potential out of the thing. Why not drain it and then charge it? It's a quick charging one. So you can get that thing charged up in an hour, 45 minutes, up to 80%. So why not drain it down? And then hopefully we use less of that and less of that, and we'll use more of our battery pack. So that's power pack number 2 on the property. Pretty excited about that. So we'll let it run for a little bit. Next hour I'll plug it in and we'll see how charging going. So pretty excited about that. I hope that one holds up for us. Bluetti's a good brand, so we're excited to have a Bluetti on the property. So that's one of the new things that we wanted to talk about. And then we have a second thing we want to talk about. So, all right, hopefully that little power pack, the new Bluetti, the AC-180, I'm calling it the medium guy. That's what I'm calling it. The medium guy there, hopefully that gets us less dependency on, where is it? That and the gas. Less of that. Less money out of the pocket every week for gasoline, and less we have to hear that thing run, will be the better. We got one more here. Actually, we have another one. Give you a little sneak peek. Got an EcoFlow. So we also got a new EcoFlow. Again, not sponsored. We bought that one because we need it. Hopefully in the future we get some sponsorships with stuff like that. I wouldn't mind getting a nice new power pack to help showcase, show off, use, make some videos with. But right now we're paying all these out of pocket. So, but that one, the little one that we haven't unboxed, that's on the quad right there, that one's going to be, it's a little bit smaller. It's not much. It's a little bit smaller than the other Bluetti we got. That one's going to be used for way down the property on the container. So I go down there with all my tools, batteries, lights. There's nothing down there. We got no power. So what I'm thinking about doing is stringing some lights up in the container. Once we get it organized and I build that wall, I'm going to put lights up in the front where my tools are, put all my tools up there, put that power pack in there, and then I can charge my batteries. I can run my air compressor. I can power my lights, stuff like that. So that's what that's going to be used for. It was a great deal on Prime Day, so we ended up snagging it. Probably not going to unbox that quite yet, because with the new one we just unboxed, the 2 we have now will power everything down here. So that one's just going to sit for a minute. I may unbox it and just shoot a quick little video with it. But until we get our solar system set up, stuff like that, I probably won't be using that one a whole lot. But, so now all that's done. We talked earlier about me getting a spot cleared for the shed and picking it out. So down the path over here, we're gonna put the shed. So step 1, before I can even build it, I got it all measured out. I think it's a good little spot for it. Man, deer flies, and I keep saying horse flies, by the way. It's deer flies up here. Growing up downstate, there's a lot of horse flies when I swim and stuff like that. But up here, there's a ton of deer flies. So I will correct myself on that and tell you it's deer flies that keep bugging me. But I think we need to get clear in that spot. Let's get it all, leaves out of there, branches out of there. Let's rake it out, clear it out, and make an area. Because we're doing a 4 by 8 shed. So we're just going to be the size of a plywood sheet, build a frame for it. That'll be my floor. Should have plenty of room to put everything in there. So I basically need to clear out a spot that will fit a sheet of plywood. So, and a little bit of extra room, you know, so we can work in there. So let's, I got my rake. Let's walk down and let's clear out a spot. This will be step 1 of the solar shed. Well, step 1's planning it, step 2's buying it, step 3's figuring out where it goes. Kinda, I guess, step 4. Let's work a little bit. Let's get this spot cleared out. All right. I'm thinking right here. I have to go this way a little bit. I'd have to nick a tree or two down. We'll go grab the saw real quick. Because this side, or over here, kind of dips down there. So I want to take maybe this flat spot right here. So I want to go over another couple feet. Get the shovel in here to level it out. Get my saw, chop down 2 little trees there, and then we got plenty of room right there. So let me go get the saw. All right, let's cut down this guy, and this guy's in the way. So let's get these 2 cut down. Darn flies. All right, there's 1. Let's get 2. Alright, I got more room. Let's rake this out a bit more. Alright. Here's our little spot right next to the path. And then our wires will shoot out that way. Solar panels out in the field. Run a wire to here. This will be our shed area. Doors will open up into the path, so I can be standing in the path. Open the doors, get inside, do what I need to do. It's only a short walk to the RV, so we're not too far. So, I don't know, I think it's good, a little idea. Got this raked up. Let's maybe get the shovel out. We'll rake up some dirt around here and kind of level this out. And then what I plan on doing is, my goodness, deer flies. What I plan on doing is putting some cinder blocks down, building the frame, and setting up on the cinder block, so I'm up off the ground 6 inches, and then 6 inches for the framing, and then the floor, so we're a good foot off the ground. So it's not just sitting in the snow and in the mud and all that good stuff. So that's the plan there. Let me get a shovel. Let's see if we can't flatten that out. At least get the area prepped, and then we know what we're doing. And then the next day, tomorrow, probably get some materials over there and start building the subfloor. So let's get it finished, prepped out today. Need that shovel. Up. There. Up. Flies are driving me insane. My goodness. All right, let's rake it out. See what we're looking like. All right, it's flat enough. Tomorrow when we get framing, setting the foundation for the shed, we'll level a little more, but at least we're like eyeball level now. There's not a big hill here. So I think we're good to go, guys. I like it. These deer flies are killing me today, guys. Everywhere. So this is what we got. A little cleared out spot. I eyeball it, should be about 8 feet. I kind of hope it, but yeah, that's that. Get that figured out. Let's go charge our new power pack and see how that goes. We haven't done that yet. It's been running great today. Now we just got to see how it charges. So let's go plug her in and see how that goes. And I think somebody just got home. Hello.
Hello.
How's your day?
It's good.
It's good.
Good.
Milky. Milky, come say hi. It's been working with me over there, getting the solar shed spots set up.
Nice.
Yeah. So, man, we have a knack for perfect timing here. I was just done with my spot, about to end the video. So.
Perfect.
All right, guys. Well, we'll see you on the next one. We'll build the solar shed on the next one, guys. We'll start it. So, all right, guys. See you on the next one. Have a good day, and hope you have a great rest of your week. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.